I feel like Ben can go over the top of Thrun, but he can't go over the top of like Primeval Titan for Ink Moth. Like
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
that's
Like a
the
Grave Titan
biggest
or a
trouble.
Sun Titan.
Like he needs the
can deal with it.
Elishnorn. He needs Elishnorn superiority, if you will. And he only has one copy of Elishnorn. Ben does. Bradley, playing the ramp deck, has 2 copies.
He has 2 copies, but ironically, I feel like Ben Idoni is
more
more likely to have
of course.
his 1 copy than
And
Bradley
we
is
have
one of his 2.
the Forbidden Alchemy to thank for that, and Unburial Rites. So one card I really like. I played a couple main, but I'm a really big fan of Nile Spellbomb in Standard right now. It is in both players' decks. However, Bradley does not have access to black mana.
Interesting.
So
he's actually using this Nile Spellbomb kind of as a way to counter these Unburial Rites.
Or one of the 4 Snapcaster mages that Ben Idoni has.
Yes. So he will certainly be bringing in those.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he can produce black mana off Sphere of the Suns or Birds of Paradise, to be fair.
Yeah. He's not going to have it very often.
Very true.
Well, yeah, he can, backdoor the card draw, but that's not why he's playing it.
Yes.
He's not playing it for the card draw.
He's crypting people.
Yes. I mean, Tormod's Crypt is a perfectly acceptable card at 1 mana.
Yes, I agree.
That's basically what Nile Spellbomb is. Oh, yeah. Do you know what records?
I believe these players are 7-1.
7-1, so this may or may not be... Do we know what the cut?
X11, I think, is...
X11's close to a lock, or...
Close. It's,
okay.
I think maybe one X11 might not make it.
Some of you guys might be preparing as if it were winning in?
Yes.
Okay. So we have confirmation that they are both, in fact, 7-1.
They kind of had that 7-1 look about them. You know?
Yeah, right. And
yeah, like they were still like in the zone. Sphere of the Suns from Bradley. Is Ben going to use
Ben, would you if you were Ben, would you counter that if you have it at Mana Leak? No. We don't know if Ben has a Mana Leak.
I don't think you do. I mean, there are some situations where you counter people's ramp, but I think...
See, I was countering ramp with my Sorin's Vengeance deck, because I want them to be like close to dead by the time like you cast a Primeval Titan, I Sorin's Vengeance you.
Yeah, and then the next turn you Snapcaster and kill them, or just do it again.
Right. Value Town.
Yeah, and
it looks like this one's good. Like I see a Snapcaster and a Go for the Throat in Ben's hand. I do not know what any of the other cards are.
Is that a foil Huntmaster of the Fells? Cool.
I really can't tell foils on the camera. It may or may not be.
Yeah. All right, we have a Day of Judgment, and you know that's
spot removal.
That's an effective way to 1-for-1 Huntmaster of the Fells. And another Huntmaster of the Fells.
Let's see if it's an effective way to 1-for-1 this. But Bradley does not have a 4th land,
which is a big deal for his deck.
Yeah, he wants to get to 6 and 7 mana on the regular, so.
Yeah, and the fact that one of his mana sources is a Sphere of the Sun
is going to has one more use. Right.
Yeah, the gemstone mine is certainly has a drawback.
Absolutely. It's kind of strange that it's the best. Well, second mana, Rampant Growth's better.
Yeah.
But the second best ramp spell in Standard. A lot of times we're just used to like just a plethora of ramp options, like when Valakut was around. Yeah. Oh yeah, Signets, jeez. Green Sun for 1.
Yeah,
this is definitely getting Birds of Paradise.
I can guarantee it.
There are no other targets for less than 4 mana. The next cheapest green creature in Bradley's deck is Huntmaster of the Fells or Thrun the Last Troll. So
I don't think he's going to be searching for either of those. He doesn't have the mana to
he only has 2 green Sun Zenith, so that seems mostly reasonable. And if I were Ben, if he has an Oblivion Ring in his hand. So I would definitely kill the bird in some method, either Snapcaster or Oblivion Ring.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want to kill the bird here. You just want to keep
Yeah,
Bradley.
He's definitely shown that he
in the
doesn't
woods.
have lands. Yeah.
Yeah. And now it looks like he drew a mana leak too, so that's gonna put him in an especially strong place.
He
does not kill the bird.
Yeah, he also has a Sun Titan in play.
Or in hand, yeah.
Oh man, that would be a great opportunity to Snapcaster. Snapcaster block the wolf.
And a rampant growth for Bradley. Now does Ben want to... no, he's going to let it resolve.
Wow.
And I mean, I don't hate this. I mean, as a Solar Flare deck, you may just want to play like Carlos Romeo style game where you only counter the big ones. Yeah.
I mean, you definitely, like, when you sit down to play, like, if you've practiced with your deck, you definitely know what you're going to count. Like, you don't just, like, freestyle it. Just like, if I feel like countering it, if I see their mana screw, like, my general philosophy is I'll let them have any ramp until they miss a land drop and don't have, like, a critical amount of lands. Like, I would have definitely countered the rampant growth and Doombladed or killed the Birds of Paradise in some manner.
Yeah, I think I definitely kill the bird.
Yeah. Your spot removal is not... That's the only non-value card, really, in Bradley's deck. Nearly every other card has some sort of come-into-play value. Oh, is he... Phantasmal Image?
Yeah, I think he wants to trade and then
get it back with Sun Titan.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then he gains a pretty big advantage over that little interaction there.
It looks like Bradley drew a land. He has a Rupon Crag, and then he also has a Primeval Titan in his hand, which is 100% getting mana leaked.
Yes.
Maybe 1,000%. That's
100 out of every 10 times.
Yeah, right.
It gets countered. Boom, Bradley has the Snapcaster too.
It looks like he has another Day of Judgment as well.
So I think he's got this one.
It depends. Like if Bradley goes to Value Town a few more times,
yeah, things can get out of hand.
Like the Snapcaster on the mana leak is gonna get a spell, but like there's not much else like Ben has going on until like he's willing to tap out, unless he's willing to tap out for Sun Titan. It looks like Sun Titan always looks like white Crovax. Crovax Ascendant Hero to me.
And it has nothing to get back.
Yeah, I would have attacked as well.
Yeah, I mean, if you attack, it's just kind of free.
Yeah.
If your opponent blocks, that's like the greatest thing ever.
He's not going to block.
Yeah. But I mean, it can happen. I've seen Stranger Things.
Right.
I've seen Stranger Things multiple times in the stream just today.
Yeah.
Players are being posted. Please find your name and your seat. Players in the Legacy Challenge, your pairings have been posted.
And
we got something
looks like
big.
We got a Primeval Titan.
There's an Elish Norn in Bradley's hand as well. But I agree with the Primeval Titan. Just getting the Ink Moths or whatever. You don't get mana leaked anymore once you resolve Primeval Titan for the most part.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it becomes very difficult too.
Yeah. And then just like a single activation, just get a single attack. Just puts so much that, and even if you don't, like, you're still like a ton of extra value. I might have gotten two Ink Moths here, simply because Elish Norn makes it a real fast clock.
I agree.
Just with, and they're threats that have to be dealt with on a one-to-one basis for the most part in Ben's deck.
Yeah, and I mean, it's also like Ben's deck isn't really the type of deck you want to move all in on a Keswick Wolf run with.
Right, because he just has so many.
Yeah, he just has cheap instant speed spot removal.
Not all Solar Flare decks do have the plethora of spot removal that Ben has. A lot of them shave on Snapcasters. A lot of them don't have, like, they have Oblivion Rings and Ratchet Bombs.
And I guess synergy with the Sun Titan. Also go for the throat, so he's thinking, oh, maybe it's just safe to move in on this.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Right, and what does one go for the throat, 2 Doomblades?
Yeah.
2 Tragic Slips?
And an Oblivion Ring going to come down and
most likely
remove this Primeval Titan from the game, I assume.
I would definitely attack with that Phantasmal image too, because he needs that. Yeah, looks like it's coming in. Nope, just the 6/6.
It's interesting. But I mean, 6/6s aren't too bad.
It drops Bradley to 18.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
It looks like Ben drew another Oblivion ring.
Ooh.
So that's
gonna be nice against Elishnorn.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Although this Elishnorn's gonna do some work in the meantime. Or maybe not. Maybe does he have 10 lit?
I believe it's 2-turn clock with that bird.
Okay. Yeah, I think I would have gone with Elishnorn. But I definitely understand just an aggressive play.
Yeah, I mean, that seems fine. The game looked pretty bad for him, so taking a shot saying, all right, well, I hope that you don't have any cheap spot removal, and if you do, I hope it's go for the third or Snapcaster.
Right, and right now it's Snapcaster, and well, like just his spot removal that he does have doesn't work. It's Oblivion Ring, it's Snapcaster.
And that's one of the major issues in Magic nowadays is that creatures require somewhat specific removal spells.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
the worst part about building my Soren's Vengeance deck is just like one of the games I lost is like, man, I have like my hand is loaded with removal and lands and things, and my opponent is like Strangleroot guys, and then I'm dead like on turn 5.
Yeah,
and with a handful of removal too.
But you're playing 2 mana removal spells every single turn and dying on turn 5 to a green deck that's just attacking you with
just all creatures.
Yeah. And I mean, that's how it is nowadays.
And that's what it is. Like, it shouldn't be like catch-all removal. Like, I don't like when Terminate is a card, because then everybody just plays the Terminate and it deals with everything.
All right, now I think Bradley might have been thinking about attacking or blocking with that wolf. And Ben attacks. All right, now it's looking like we're going to see some
Ben
blocks.
is attacking currently, and Bradley's thinking about how to block. I believe that's what's going on. It looks like a chump block on the Sun Titan, and it takes 2, goes it. Not even close to dead.
Is he going to need to Oblivion Bird's Paradise here to prevent himself from dying?
Snapcaster, the go for the throat.
I hit the birds, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Ben's tipping his hand here.
You have to be careful for that, especially when you're playing in like more competitive events. You don't want people to see what's in your hand.
Yeah, Ben might as well just be like, here, I don't have a removal spell. Granted, he's out. But he did make the play he could to buy him an extra turn.
Yeah, I think this is it. Doesn't Bradley just... Oh, no, he needs one more.
He needs another mana source, so like Oblivioning the Sphere, Doomblade, go for the throat, the birds. Kept him off mana for 1 turn. I would not put him on 9. I'd put him on 6 and then cast something. Yeah, and that's exactly what's happening, especially if he has anything good. How about value?
Some more value. Taking a trip down to Value Town. Now here he's just got to hope that Ben is unable to draw a Tragic Slip or a Doomblade. And then he finds himself in the top 8. Well,
one game away
from the top 8, rather.
Or, you know, Elishnorn. Elishnorn would be real bad.
Well, I think Ben would probably be forced to tap out for it, and then he could just return serve with his own.
Bradley would kill. Bradley would die to the attacks from 4 + 4 + 8 is 16.
Well, he can block with Solemn Simulacrum.
Not a 0/0 Solemn Simulacrum.
Oh, you're right.
But alas, the one Elishnorn in Ben's deck was not on top. Or if it was, he didn't cast it. Highly unlikely.
Bradley chooses to chump here.
And now here's the more casual go. It's probably not bluffing anything this time.
It's looking like Bradley's just gotta dump some mana into this, and then Ben's
the
gonna pack it up. What do you think of Ben's deck? I think I like it.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know how good it is against Primeval Titans, but
I mean, I definitely think it's, you know, this is the type of deck that, I mean, I wouldn't see. I like the Solar Flare concept a lot. I love the mana base, love the Forbidden Alchemy stuff. But other than that, he doesn't have like this even have. I think his deck suffers a lot if he doesn't draw Forbidden Alchemy. A lot of the synergies are based around Forbidden Alchemy. He has some Liliana the Veil stuff. He has 3 Lilianas.
Yeah, and those work well, you know, with his
like his
Unburial Rites and Elishnorn and things like that. Elishnorn is really a beating right now.
Oh yeah, jeez. I mean, look at Bradley's deck. This deck really has no reason to
play
This deck does not naturally play Elishnorn.
Yeah, it's splashing for a 7-mana dragon of another color.
Right, yeah. 5 white, yeah, we'll splash for that. That good. It's worth having like 2 additional otherwise colorless sources and 2 planes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of colorless producing men over there for him.
I mean, really only has 13 green sources to start. Again, you don't always need it because you have Sphere. I guess Sphere of the Suns would make it 17. And then until you can, like, Solomon for your first real forest is generally not quick enough.
Yeah, I mean, you need to get a little lucky with this mana base. 10, 12, 14, 18, 22, 20. So, I mean, he's playing 26. But he has essentially, you know...
His 2 Kessic Wolf runs 4 Ink Moths, which is correct.
Yes, definitely.
And they have, like, the 2 planes just for Elishnorn. And, of course, like, the Channel Fire... This is, like, most of the Channel Fireball's ramp deck.
Seems to make sense. I mean, it seems really good.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you lose against control deck with these things?
I mean, the control decks generally have to do something just like really powerful. Like, I mean, I go back to my Soren's Revenge deck, but they have to do something of that level. He needs to Unburial Rites and Elishnorn quickly, or else, yeah, that's one of the reasons these Solar Flare style decks like weren't tearing up before the Delver deck. Because like it was all like Solar Flare was all the rage when the Innistrad first came out. And then you had like the Wolf Run deck, like the very basic Wolf Run deck, just kick the crap out of
Solar Flare.
Yeah, right. So like these ramp decks have generally had a good matchup against these.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
You know, your value town, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing Solemn Simulacrum against a player who's trying to outcard you in a long game.
And you have all these like diverse threats. Like you saw that like Bradley played just a bunch of different like almost diversions. They weren't really diversions because they had to be killed, like Huntmasters and And then the Primeval Titan comes and gets like a bunch of Inkmoth nexus, and that's game. Or not a bunch, just one.
One is all he needed.
Right, it's the last fatty that kills you, even if it's a 1/1 flying infect guy.
That card kills a lot of people.
Yeah.
How many games have you lost to a cranial plating on an Inkmoth Nexus? So
0.
Far? Really?
I don't play Modern.
Oh, okay.
I could imagine it's not fun.
Yeah, it happens so often.
Yeah. I've lost to plenty of Tempered Steel Inkmoths. I've probably lost like more often against Tempered Steel to Infect. Not Infect, because like to roll like they don't have like an insane thing. Like you can keep up with like the guys most of the time. If you have like a well-built deck, but then you just get like 4. Yeah, you just get 4 free like threats. Like you're gonna have to kill those sometime.
Man, it seems so good.
And the Nile Spellbomb from the red, white, green deck.
All right, and we're off to the races.
Evolving Wild's probably the best card in Ben's deck.
Yeah, especially for game. Just especially for these Solar Flare decks, Evolving Wilds really kind of brought these decks to the next level.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Maybe not next level enough. Oh, that looks like Ben's last land.
Yeah, keeping a 2-lander with blue-black control. I mean, sometimes you have Forbidden Alchemies and you just need to keep it.
Yeah.
It's like a good one. But if you miss that, it's so brutal. But he finds one.
Looks like, yeah.
Never fear though, guys. Sometimes it's just on the top of your deck.
It looks like an example. It looks like there's a Liliana. That's a swamp. So he could cast a Liliana if he wanted to.
Yes.
I would actually probably have done that. Oh man, Tribute to Hunger. I love that card.
It's a pretty good one.
Yeah, and that's a huge setback.
Yeah, I mean Brad's gonna fall 19.
I would
Ben's
never
going
have
up
attacked
to
into that
21.
open mana. Your hand would have to be very strange too. In one of the matches I lost to a ramp deck. He blew up my land. He was on the play, and he had a turn 3 acidic slime.
That's pretty hard to beat when you're the control deck.
Yeah, that was just.
So I mean, you're sitting there with 3 lands to play, and they're casting Primeval Titans.
Right, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah. It seems just about impossible.
Still, yeah.
All right, so let's see what Bradley has. It's Forbidden Alchemy.
Tragic Slip.
I think that's what he's looking for.
I'm still a Dismember fan. Not on this Tragic Slip craze. I'm willing to pay the life.
I like Dismember.
Yeah,
so good.
Dismember's sweet. Black Swords Supply, colorless Sword Supply shares. And it's really a forgotten card. Like, if I would have to say there's one underplayed card in Standard right now, it's 100% Dismember.
I mean, you can play spot removal in your mono green deck.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Why aren't people doing that?
I mean, play it in your black deck too. It's better than the black removal for the most part.
Yeah, I mean it's very inexpensive. It's fast. It encourages your deck to be more aggressive, though.
I think it's just finding control. Like I loved it in my deck because I could pay the mana. You know, if you have an extra mana line around, don't pay as much life. It's very much a modal spell in that.
Yeah, I mean I like that. I like that they've like I don't hate the Phyrexian mana cards, even though a lot of people do.
I hate them. But if they're gonna print them, I might as well play them.
Yeah. You were Taxian probing.
I'm gonna discard it. keep it Slagstorm? That's the top discard at the top. On top of Bradley's under.
Yeah.
That looks like a Slagstorm.
Slagstorm, which is extremely surprising that he kept that in.
Right. He actually doesn't have too much to bring in. On the matchup, he has 2 Nile Spell Bombs, an Acidic Slime, 2 Autumn's Veil, and maybe 2 Naturalize. I guess that's like 5 or 7 cards depending on what he wants. But he also has 4 Galvanic Blast and 4 Slagstorms that he would want to take out. So, can't have it all.
Yeah, meanwhile, on Ben's side of the table, it's looking like he has access to, like in this game, he's just getting so much value out of this Solemn Simulacrum. It's just ridiculous.
Now that he finally,
He's finally able to set some stuff up.
What was cast? It looks like Ben casted on. We can't really see Ben's graveyard, but it looks like Ben tried to cast on Burial Rites.
Yeah,
and that
he
was
must
just
have.
because Bradley cracked his Nile Spellbomb.
And I doubt he would have done that otherwise.
Right. And I doubt Ben would have tapped 4 mana for no reason otherwise.
Seemed to make sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. But that looks like.
Yeah, I mean, if Bradley has a land 5? Here, she's at 2. It looks like. She killed the Solemn Simulacrum.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. 2. Yeah. People are completely unreasonable. They come here and they don't even have big shiny dice for. Come on. Of course you're gonna get a feature match, and of course you're gonna want to see it.
And we have to know the number on your big shiny
right,
dice.
Exactly. And more Nile Spell Bombs. And more Huntmaster of the Fells.
I mean, more Nile Spellbomb is really good because it, in many ways, Ben casting the first Unburial Rites into the Nile Spellbomb kind of means that he must have more than one.
That means that's what he's gonna,
Or that's like kind of his game plan.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, that's where a lot of Ben's synergies come from. Like he wanted to force it. He didn't have anything else to do. It looks like he has a Snapcaster in his hand.
I'm surprised.
So he wants to,
Oh, he's got to go for the throat.
Go for it. The throat. We are sacking a little Anna to kill the wolf token.
Yeah.
So the good old 2-for-1 from Bradley. And Huntmaster of the Fells. How do you feel about a Green Sun for 4?
I mean, it could be pretty good.
I'd actually just get another Huntmaster.
Probably. I mean, it's so good.
Yeah.
That's what he does. Just grabs another Huntmaster. And here we're seeing just how strong Huntmaster is. We've seen
Huntmaster's sweet against
this whole weekend. We've seen Huntmaster, how good it is against Delver. We're seeing it now against, Solar Flare deck doing well.
I really didn't understand the card. It had too much text for me to comprehend.
It's a novel. It's kind of an ice cauldron, if you will.
Not quite. I at least now know what Huntmaster of the Fells does after somebody has cast it. I probably could not say the same with Ice Cauldron. If, say tomorrow somebody casts an Ice Cauldron against me and they do a bunch of stuff with it, I still won't know what it does.
That's kind of
But
true.
I know what Huntmaster of the Fells does.
That's fair. Let's see what Ben has this turn. Comes out with a Snapcaster Mage. Going to target his Go for the Throat. And, again, giving Bradley some more value.
Perhaps, yeah.
I mean, now he's kind of breaking even. He gets a 2-1.
Right.
All right. Brad actually decides to go ahead and
keep his
Nile
Huntmaster
Spellbomb
in play.
that away.
Yeah. Looks like Oblivion. That looks like an Oblivion Ring in Ben's hand. And here it comes.
And
if we can find a land for Bradley to match his Primeval Titan. Just a rampant growth, it looks like.
Yeah, unfortunately, he did not draw the land he needed there.
Well, he sorted it. It's going to be a turn late. I still don't think Ben has a counter spell for Primeval Titan.
No, I mean, if he had a counter spell, things would have gone much differently this game. But you never know.
He only has the 4 mana leak.
Yeah.
And just
and you know, now his graveyard has no mana leaks, so his Snapcaster Mages are. All right, so Ben going up to 2 poison.
If I was Bradley, I would have. I believe that's a Galvanic Blast in Bradley's hand.
Yes.
I would have killed the Snapcaster and got in with the Wolf token. The blast isn't going to do much else. It's unfortunate that he had to keep in some of his 4 burn spells.
Yeah, I mean, he had to keep in a lot of cards that are pretty weak here.
Right, because as it turns out, the Sun Titan would have made my play look really dumb.
All right, so
Okay, Bradley
and a Primeval Titan.
It is prime time, if you will.
Says, I would like to search my library for a few land cards, please.
Inkmoth Nexus and Castle Wolfrun. He likely targets. The unfortunate thing about also playing Elishnorn, you can't play all the cute lands. You can't play Ghost Quarter.
Yeah, you don't have access.
I've seen the green-black ones playing I don't know the name of the card. The new green-black backward something. You pay 3 mana to draw a card from Dark Ascension.
Oh, yes. That card's really good.
It looks like it. I mean, it comes on a land. It does something. It's got to be good.
That's generally how things work.
Yeah. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be that good if it's on a land that makes mana.
And now, Bradley, it's looking like he's going to start taking this game over. He is Primeval Titan. Doesn't really look like Ben has a significant way to deal with that at all.
This is not a lethal attack. Oh, he got a Plains instead of a second Inkmoth Nexus.
Ah, nice. So he's working toward that Elishnorn now.
Correct. If he had chosen, I like the Plains play, but if he had chosen, if you have a bunch of Inkmoths in play and they're not lethal, just attack with all your Inkmoths instead of pumping one of them.
Mm-hmm.
That
it just makes it harder for your opponent
to respond with normal removal spells.
But it doesn't look like his opponent has those. His opponent's going to take 4 poison, go to 7 poison here.
I would have also attacked with Primeval Titan, even if it's a trade.
I agree.
Two more lands.
Those lands are much more useful to you.
Because now you're doubling double lethal.
Yeah, and every single turn you're presenting this creature that can only be killed instantly.
Well, heck, now that he's at 7, you could just swing with the 3 Nexus. If he kills one, you pump another one and he's dead.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Ben, once again, needs the greatest fatty ever, Elishnorn. God, that card is so good. It looks so weird in Bradley's deck to see 2 Plains and Elishnorns, but it makes complete sense once you realize just how dominating Elishnorn is.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's the cruel ultimate of the format. I've used that analogy a lot.
Okay.
You know, we
that makes complete
especially
sense.
Back when we had green-white tokens. I think that Elishnorn is kind of that spell that everybody's counting down to. I remember. Oh, we have a big spell coming for Bradley here.
No, we have a.
Oh, no, we have an Inkmoth.
What happened to Primeval? Oh, he traded his Primeval Titan away.
That's interesting.
Alright. Well, Ben didn't have it. And Inkmoth Nexus does what Inkmoth Nexus does.
Yeah, I mean, the Naya ramp deck really came out of nowhere there. I thought it was almost certainly going to lose that game.
The early turns?
Yeah.
The early turns look great for Ben.
Yeah, it really looked like the Naya ramp deck was about to just get run over. And then